Hello. Coffee cheers. Welcome to this week's edition of Coffee Chat with me. I am Catherine Oster, and I am a certified facilitator with Access Consciousness. And Coffee Chats are all about how I use these tools to change things and create things in my life. And I'm just laughing today because today I'm getting on live and I'm like, what am I going to call this coffee chat? I have an idea of what I want to chat about, what I'm going to call it. Oh yeah. Are you a hell yeah or a fuck no person? So which one are you? And this is with regards to the creation of your life and creating your future and the things that you really would like to have in your life. Good morning, Loretta. Hi, thanks for joining me. So, creating your future. Hi, Ruby. I'm going to get a little distracted now, just so you guys know as people join and I say hi to them. Hello, Robert. Good morning, Mom. Thanks, guys, for joining me live today. It's so great. So great. Okay. So, hell yeah or fuck no? What comes up for you when you think about changing things in your life or having something that you are dreaming about? So, and the reason why I am mulling this over right now is because one of the things that I want to have as my life in the future is to travel down to California for a month in the winter with my horse, bring some really great people with me that want to come along, and train with my coach for a month in a warmer climate in the winter. That would be really cool. And so I started thinking I could replace that word with creating. Started creating / thinking about this. God, it'll be just over a year ago now. It was like the summer that my horse hurt herself. So not this last summer, but the summer before. Hey, Jan, good morning. I was having a lesson with my coach and it was going so good. And I'm like, God, I can't wait till we go to California. And I'm like, oh, we are going to California. So started thinking about this then, and I already kind of put a date on it of February 2025. So Lindsay Stroh is my current coach that I train with right now. She travels down the end of January-ish with her horses and she stays for 2 months. But I'm like, I think I could do a month. So now, fast forward my life to this fall, and I'm like, this is coming fast. Like January 2025 is not that far away. Hey, Ross. Hello, Jen. Thanks for joining me, you guys. It's not that far away. So this is how I start creating it. I start getting information about how much money it's going to cost me to go. Things like that. That's kind of the information I'm gathering right now. And when I'm really looking at it, I'm like, it's probably going to cost me, because I also need to look at, my cost of living while we're there to pay for my lessons, feed for my horse, as well as covering what's required here while I'm gone. Probably like $10,000. Like that's what pops. So I'm already kind of like, how can I create that cash to get there? And this is where I go to. How can I create it? What's it going to take? Now, one of the people, that I've been talking with this about, she kind of goes to this other energy of like, yeah, I'd have to sell a kidney to do that. Where there's a lot of doubt, and maybe it's also not time for her yet either, and that's okay. There's a timing for things in our life as well. But I want you to notice for yourself, when you start dreaming, thinking about something that is out of the ordinary for yourself, do you go to, fuck yeah, what's it gonna take? Or hell yeah, what's it gonna take? Or like, fuck no, I could never do that. So I just want you to notice that for yourself. Because every time you keep telling yourself no, that you could never change this, that you could never do that, that is what you create. So you are constantly proving yourself right. And this is where, like, getting present with the energy. Jan! Okay, so it will be near Stefan and Shannon Peters, because that's where my coach goes. I'm not exactly sure, but yes, you know California. You came from California. I love that. When I know more, I'll let you know. So what do you tell yourself? Fuck no, or hell yeah. And we always prove ourselves right, whatever point of view we take. So if you are a fuck no person, you're always going to create that, like always. You're always never going to be able to have that. But if you are a hell yeah person, you will typically find that ability, make those choices to have that show up. So which one are you, and how's that working for you? Now, I actually used to always be a little bit of both. Hey, Nicole. I was always a little bit of both. So there were some things in my life where I didn't believe I could change things or have something different. So I would always just tell myself, I can't do that because, and then I would have my story of why I couldn't. And there were other areas of my life where I'm like, hell yeah, I could totally, yes, I could do this. Now, some of those things, like fuck no things, I have actually really looked at that and have really been able to change some of those over the last couple of years. And one of them was with my horse. This is such a weird thing. I have the weirdest relationship with this horse in particular. She's my horse, my mare, that I've raised from a foal. And so we spent about probably 2 to 3 years just fighting with each other. We would just fight, and our relationship was so terrible, and I honestly didn't think that I would be able to change it. And it took me, I was embarrassed as well because I'm a horse trainer. How could I have such a bad horse? I'm a horse trainer. There was a lot of vulnerability I had to get to when I started asking for addressing it with myself, with other people. And it has really evolved over the last 3 years to something now where we are on the same page and we have fun together again. But that was something where I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to change this. That's what I would tell myself when I would go out to ride her. And here we are again, having this same cycle of fight and frustration. Both of us were not happy with it. And we did that for years. I made such a, I've learned, she has actually facilitated me so much. She has been my facilitator, actually. And I had to start to allow that and stop making myself wrong. That's where it was. I made myself so wrong because I'm that horse trainer. Hey, Marilyn. So that was where I told myself, fuck no. And this is something I get is kind of unique to me. And this is what I also can gift to my clients. Whether you're working with me, with your horse, taking lessons, or we are doing some facilitation together, is I actually never give up. Even if I stay stuck in the same spot for 3 years, I still won't give up if it's something, that I really, really know is possible. And so here we have found ourselves, dreaming about California. And I'm like, hell yeah, what is it going to take? And Marilyn's coming with me, by the way. So is my mom and probably Helena. How lucky, how does it get better? So that's what I would encourage you to just really look at for yourself today. Where do you tell yourself you can't? Even if it's something as simple as going out for supper, or going out for supper just really pops right now. Where, yes, I get it. Sometimes cash is tight and you might not have the money to take yourself out for supper. But when you keep telling yourself you can't because, then magic can show up. Somebody could call and invite you over for supper. Somebody could invite you to go out for supper with them. Somebody might surprise you and bring you, like, there are infinite ways that supper can show up for you. But when you are in this mindset of no, and in a conclusion of you can't, or this is the only way, then that is the only way that can show up. But it's like, what's it gonna take? I know this one gal who would get meals like gifted to her in so many amazing ways. She invited me to see the possibilities of what's possible with that. So what else is possible that is beyond what you could ever imagine? And what if you allowed yourself? Okay, so this is another thing that can show up. When you get to the hell yeah, and then you set this crazy time frame on it where you're like, well, yeah, I'm going to have this and it better show up in 30 days or else I don't deserve it. And then it doesn't show up in 30 days because, like I said, some things take time. You have then cut yourself off at the legs and you make yourself wrong. And then you go back to, see, Catherine told me that I could have this, but I can't. It didn't show up. So no. Okay. That is one way to be with it. Or, and this is also what I had to work through with actualizing the riding arena. That baby, and this was cool because I really started, probably when I came across these crazy questions to start asking about how to create things in your life from these tools. It took about 4 years. But if I had said this has to be done in a year or I'm giving up on it, then I wouldn't have gotten it. But it took 4 years. From the time where I really started doing my research, how much is it going to cost? How do I get a mortgage? Because that was kind of the route that I wanted to take with it, to when the building was built. Like, just because things don't happen in the time that you think they should, does not mean you don't deserve them, does not mean that they're not in creation mode, that are one, and it never shows up like you think it will. That's the other thing. So, have patience. Keep asking the questions and stop making yourself wrong and telling yourself that you can't. That is my food for thought for this Friday. Okay. Cheers. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Have an amazing day wherever you are, whatever you're up to. And if you want to dive in and take a class with me, that would be amazing. I dare you. I'm going to be in Lake Lenore, December 1st to the 4th with Bars and Foundation. And then Davidson, Saskatchewan, actually at the end of February 28th to March 2nd. So cool. Okay. Bye-bye.